Hello everyone, this is Santosh Pulipaka, advocate practicing in Telangana. Today, we are trying to see about the GDPR compliance, its first chapter and articles. If you remember, in the last session, we discussed about the technology law and then we thought of looking into GDPR compliance in detail. So, GDPR compliance is having in total 11 chapters and 99 articles, out of which today we'll start with chapter 1. So chapter 1 constitutes of 4 articles. Article 1, subject matter and objectives. Article 2 deals with material scope. Article 3 deals with territorial scope. Article 4 deals with definitions. Article 1 deals with subject matter and objectives. Basically, this GDPR compliance will lay down the rules to protect processing and free movement of personal data of a normal person. It also enforces to protect the fundamental rights of a normal person, especially right to protect personal data. It never restricts or prohibits free movement of data within Union because of this right to protection of his personal data. It means it will allow free movement of data but with the rules and compliance in place. Article 2 deals with material scope. So basically it explains us where this GDPR compliance are applicable and where they are not applicable. So GDPR compliance is applicable anywhere where there is free movement of data and processing of data of a normal person. So the processing can be partial or full, or it can be a filing system as well. So in all these places GDPR compliance is applicable. Where these compliances are not applicable, for example, this data is getting used for a personal purpose. For example, brother started using personal data of sister, then that's purely on personal note and GDPR compliance will not come into picture. GDPR compliance is not applicable when the data is getting processed by state or by an investigation agency as a part of their prosecution. And these GDPR rules are not applicable if it is not listed in this 99 articles of Union law. Article 3 tells us about the territorial scope. There will be a controller or a processor established by the state. Controller processor can be an individual person or group of persons, or it might be an agency which is established to govern these rules. So if there is a controller establishment, then the processing of data happened outside the Union, but it comes in the activities of controller, then definitely GDPR compliance rules are applicable on such activities. If there is no establishment of controller, even then for all information related to goods and services, like if a company is performing goods and services, even though if controller is not established, even then in the Union, this GDPR compliance rules will hold good. And if there is no controller established, but if the processing of data is happening outside the Union, then the public international law will hold good, and even then GDPR compliance will come into picture. Article 4 deals with definitions. Actually, in Article 4, there are around 26 definitions, out of which it clearly states who is a controller, what is meant by processing, what is meant by protection of data, what is meant by profiling of data, what is meant by filing system.